What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the Road to Glory World Cup edition. First things first, let's try and get over 2,000 likes on today's video. I know you guys can do it. Secondly, the World Cup is just up and running. It's great right now. I'm recording this video just after Sunday's games, so you're watching this after the England game. But I've recorded it way before the England game. So first things first, what a performance from Mexico. What a letdown from Germany. If Mexico were a little bit more competent up front, they could easily have put 4 or 5 past Germany, and I didn't ever think I'd say that about a German team. That a team, let alone Mexico, but a team could have put 4 or 5 past them. They were just at 6s and 7s defensively. Secondly, I'm thoroughly enjoying the World Cup still, guys. Let me know how you're enjoying the World Cup in the comment section below. Today, I'll run through 2 group stages again. After group stage 1, I get my best pack to date. It is a bittersweet pack though. You guys will see why very, very shortly, and we'll talk about it in a second. Excuse me. Tom Withar says, in my opinion, EA should give more and higher boosts to players. Otherwise, the icons won't get replaced. An upgrade to an 82 Golovin will barely have any impact on the teams. Hope EA has done something regarding the icons. Yeah, I kind of agree with you, but I also think they've looked. It seems like they've already started that. Like today or yesterday, as you're watching this, we got Lozano, who got a huge upgrade. Coutinho, who got a huge upgrade, maybe only little bits here and there, but like I think his shooting got upgraded by like 7. Kolarov got a really nice upgrade and is a very nice card. And just in general, the cards and the upgrades are actually looking better and better and better. And this is before like match day 1 is done. You know, before all the game 1 group games are done, we're already seeing great upgrades. So again, you've got to take into consideration that this is going to be a long tournament. What have we got? I think it's like 7 games for the winner. You know, lots of teams will get, every team will get 3, some will get 4, 5, 6. And so, you know, let's say Mexico make it to the semi-finals and EA give Lozano after today's performance like an 87 rated card, and then the next time like an 89 rated card, and then what about a third time a 92 rated card, and before you know it, there's a 99 rated World Cup Lozano, and that's just not realistic. Not that I think the World Cup mode is realistic anyway, or that playing with icons is realistic, but yeah, I'm sure you get what I'm saying. I think the balance has to be correct, and I think the way they're going to do that, from me personally, my personal opinion, is that this coming Wednesday we're going to get like a team of the group stage on Wednesday instead of a team of the week, and you might well see another Lozano card upgraded. So even before he plays again, he actually might get another upgrade if they release him like in the regular FUT team of the group stage. Alternatively, if they do, you know, after the 3 games, let's say he's got 2 upgrades out of 3 games, and then they actually release like a proper team of the group stage and he gets another upgrade, then he gets another upgrade for his game in the first knockout rounds, another upgrade for his game in the second knockout rounds, and then gets a team of the knockout stage card, and then a team of the tournament card. He could, even if he only played 4 or 5 games, he could get like 6 upgrades. So there's a lot of opportunity for players to get massively upgraded so far. And you know, the World Cup's just started, we're still at match day 1. I would give EA the benefit of the doubt on this one, guys, and just wait and see what happens. Bake1986 says, so he spends weeks telling people to quit after the group stage and then complains about the imbalance. I think you misunderstood me. Like, I'm allowed to reference things without it being taken as a complaint. All I was doing when I was talking about the reason why I'm not playing through the World Cup more and why I'm still rinsing group stages is because there's an imbalance. I'm not complaining about it, just stating it, referencing a fact, referencing my opinion, my thoughts, my observations. If you take that as complaining, man, your life must be hell. If anytime anyone ever says anything to you, you're like, oh my god, you are complaining about this again. Hey man, weather's hot today. Oh, always complaining that it's hot, aren't you? Give it a rest. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm allowed to talk about things without it being deemed a complaint. Hardik Malhotra says, this is a great one. NepentheZ, I saw your recent Insta post, and I just want to ask you why Ranbir Kapoor on the screen behind you. Don't want to interfere in your personal life or anything, but I'm an Indian, and this made me so curious, so I wanted to ask this question. So I went back and looked at my recent Instagram post, and there's one where I'm taking a picture of me, and in the background is the World Cup punditry. And one of those pundits is Gary Neville. And that's who he's talking about. I had to Google who Ranbir Kapoor is. He's got I can kind of see, because of the way the lighting was, why you might think Gary Neville was Indian, and then even more so why you think it might have been the guy that you suggested it was. But I'm pretty damn sure the person you're talking about is Gary Neville. It's not, in fact, an Indian actor or musician or social star or whoever it may be. So, as I said, guys, we end up getting super lucky in our packs. So our first group stage packs, I normally wait for them all to the end, but I thought this time, do you know what, let me open them as I go this time. So we opened the first pack, we got a thin pack. We opened the second pack, we got ourselves Nemanja Matic, which is good news for upgrade packs, for getting a new icon. We got our third single player pack, and we got another board. German Cam, I was hoping for Royce at that left midfield spot. We get Mario Götze, and again, he's going to be good, not for upgrades, but for Neuer. So I'm going to start saving my German players now until I've got a full squad of 11 and can complete that Manuel Neuer, and then we'll get that Neuer and pop him in goal. But the big player, guys, came out the 7.5k pack, the first official packed icon on this account, and it's my best pack ever. And the reason why it is bittersweet, it is because it's a duplicate icon Maradona. So a 97 rated icon out of a 7.5k pack for winning the group stage. And this again, guys, is exactly the reason why rinsing the group stage, unless you are guaranteed and good enough to win the World Cup every single time, why rinsing the group stage will forever be the most efficient way of playing this game. Lots of consumables, lots of players, great chance to pack big players, and you get to have fun whilst doing it. And I love that, and I love the fact that we've packed a Maradona out of an actual pack. So I ended up using him, guys, to get myself another icon, and sadly, the icon was not one that I wanted. Wask Gamer says, you may have covered this, sorry if you have, but why can you not press the home button during an online game? Like if you score the best goal you've scored in FIFA, you now cannot record it. Just a thought, thanks. Because people figured out a way to cheat in Foot Champs by doing a glitch that basically you press the home button, you tested your NAT type, it disconnected the game. If you're winning, you got the win. If you're losing, you didn't get a loss, and you got to replay the game. And so instead of EA actually fixing the issue, they were just like, hey, let's just paper over this crack as well. If you press the middle home button now, you get immediately a loss on your record. And that was it. That's why. Because they don't know how to prevent a cheat, that's why they put in there. So we get another duplicate icon, guys. We get Laurent Blanc, which when I saw the French flag, I was praying it was Henry, because I think he would be amazing for our team. But it was Blanc. I didn't want to do another icon right away, but I've got a good amount of cards now for another icon, maybe even 2 more icon packs on this account now. We're already in a good spot with the icon packs that I'm really just looking for at this stage. Either Lineker, Henry, or Ronaldo, specifically Henry and Ronaldo, and we're just looking for those to add them into the club so that we can really improve our game. And then when we can get ourselves at Manuel Neuer, I'll then be in a position where I'll feel comfortable enough to go through the World Cup every single time. It's Mackie says, absolutely loving these Road to Glory videos, really cooled my mood through my GCSEs. Thank you, dude. I'm glad I could help, and good luck in your GCSEs to anyone that's in studying right now for GCSEs or finals. Kobe Scott says, hey Nep, hope you and your family are in good health. Thank you very much, dude. He says, how many times a day do you think you play through the group stages? Because I get 9 points every time, but I still haven't won the whole World Cup yet. Should I keep playing the group stages or keep trying to win it? I mean, it might be worth just giving it a shot, seeing where you fare up. If you get to like the semi-final or final, you'll feel how far away you are from your opponents that you're playing. Maybe you get smashed and you're like, I need a better team. Maybe it's really close and you're like, oh, maybe 1 or 2 more players might be all I need, or a change of formation or a change of personnel. But I basically, for a video, I'll run through it 2 times. Or if I go to the end of the World Cup or through the knockout stages only once. For stream, I run through it 2 times, or again, if I go through the World Cup fully, only once. And it's not every day, because I'm just obviously just don't have the time to put out all that much content. I could theoretically, like today's group stage games, I played 6 games, and I've got the whole lot done in like an hour and 20 minutes, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. So I could quite comfortably run through the group stage like 6 or 7 times in a day with ease. It would just be too much content that I wouldn't be able to put out onto YouTube. I'd fall so far behind, and it wouldn't be like relevant, and I'd fall out of touch with it, which would be quite sad. Luke says, Nep, what YouTube are doing seems to make no sense for you or for us, so why are they doing it? For them, dude. Money, basically, as makes the world go round. Funnily enough, YouTube, I don't want to say they don't care about people that have subscriber bases, because they absolutely do, but they care more about other areas of YouTube that we're not part of, basically. So yeah, it's from my personal experience, YouTube make the changes that best benefit the people that bring them in the most viewership and revenue, and that's not me, sadly. Arian says, much love, Net. Really like it when you talk about in real life football. What do you actually think about England's World Cup chances? Well, thank you very much, dude. And what do I think about England's World Cup chances? Slim to none, dude, honestly. I know, like, every time England are in a major tournament, all the English people get gassed up. They're like, this is our year. We've got lots of youth this year. We've got a really well-balanced team, better than ever before. You know, before, when it was Lampard and Gerrard, it was, we're going to win because we got Lampard and Gerrard, two of the best midfielders in world football. And then when Lampard and Gerrard retired, it was like, now we're going to win because Lampard and Gerrard couldn't play together. Everybody knew that. Now that they've retired, you know, the new wave is here. We've got no chance, man. We've got no chance. When I look at Mexico, and I think Mexico are a considerably better squad than England. I look at, who else have we seen play? Like, Germany were a bit of a mess. I look at Spain and Portugal, better than England. France, better than England. I mean, on their day, England could obviously beat anyone, but to have that kind of luck, I guess, to play the best of your ability every single game against all the big teams that you're going to come up against, I honestly don't think it's going to be a good chance for England, personally. Salim says, have EA ever contacted you on how to improve their game? They haven't. I have discussed many things with EA behind closed doors about things that I like, I hate, that are right, that are wrong, about bug fixes and stuff. But one thing that I've really come to learn, specifically over the last couple of months, specifically over Team of the Season and the World Cup mode, is that what I want isn't necessarily what's right for the game, even though at the time it seems like it's the obvious thing. And again, I come to the World Cup mode and the Team of the Season for this because when there was no repeatable icon SBC, what everyone seemed to want was a repeatable icon SBC. And so EA gave that to us. And then within a day, all people were doing was complaining that every team is full of icons. And it was like, wait, hold on. Yesterday, you were giving EA grief because we didn't have an icon SBC that was repeatable. And now today, you're giving EA grief because we do have an icon SBC that's repeatable. So in my mind, I can see obvious problems with this game. But what I've come to learn is that what I think might be a valuable or a valid kind of like workaround for that might actually not be. It might actually be something that's super detrimental to the game and the process and the cycle. And the people at EA obviously know more and are better equipped to deal with the current day-to-day game and the changes than I am. What I will say though is that they've done a few things this year that I love, that I wish could have been around for a little bit longer or came in a little bit earlier or will hopefully be here next year. For example, FUT Swap I thought was generally great. There were still some things wrong with FUT Swap that I didn't enjoy, like the way you got the Irish cards. Sorry, not the Irish cards, the FUT Swap cards. I didn't necessarily agree with. Like for the way that the prices are in the market right now. You know, some of those players, to complete one of the SBCs for a FUT Swap card, end up costing like 40,000 coins from a marquee matchups, or 50,000 coins. And other than like a couple of players that were in the whole FUT Swap like segment, there were only like 3 or 4 of them that would have ever actually cost more than that themselves and would have been a tradable card. So I definitely think there was some mistakes there, but the nations that we've got and the leagues that we've got and FUT Swap, those are 3 things that I would love to see brought in way earlier. Like the league cards that we get, like when they released the most recent league cards this year, like the Kevin De Bruyne one for the Premier League, it was pointless. It was like 500,000 coins to complete it, and he already had a Team of the Year card that was like 1 million coins. So why would you spend 500,000 coins to get a worse version of a guy that's then going to be untradeable, instead of spending 1 million coins on a guy that would be tradable and you know, you could have any time? Like it just didn't make sense. And of course with tradable cards, as we've seen, their price keeps going down. So now if you're there with the Premier League Kevin De Bruyne, you're probably sitting there thinking, my God, what a waste of coins that was. And so yeah, I hope that they bring those things in a lot earlier so that people that can grind and want to grind can actually grind towards doing it. And what we have now with the region upgrades, I would love to see that more and more in regular FUT, stuff like that. So, you know, when, you know, right now, again, we'll take the league for an example. when the Griezmann La Liga SBC came out, it would be cool to have like a European upgrades pack so that you could just get players from the European nations, but the clubs from around the world. So, for example, in the European nations pack, you could get a Griezmann itself, or you could get a Paul Pogba, but you can't get specific league packs because that would make it too easy. I don't know. I just think there's a lot that they could do with the game, but I still think there's the fundamental problem with the game, and that's that since FIFA 17 came around, and since obviously this game became super competitive, everyone goes towards the meta now. So even when EA make fun changes, for example, the next 3 weekend leagues are all one nation, it's still terrible. It's still grindy and unenjoyable because all everyone does is get the best one nation. And instead of coming up against fun teams in weekend league now, you just come up against either Brazilian teams or French teams, and that's pretty much it. Maybe you'll see an English team, maybe you'll see like a Dutch team or a Spanish team, but generally speaking, you'll see Brazilian teams and French teams. And what's the point? You might as well just let people play with the players that they want to play with instead of forcing them into a different meta team. And so I think fundamentally the problem that EA have got right now, which is why I'm loving the World Cup group stage specifically so much, is that there's no fun in this game at the moment. And that, again, that's why I love the group stages, because it is so much fun. I feel like you can have any team. If I pack like a really cool player, like if I pack Chucky Lozano, he would go in my team over my Neymar or maybe over my Messi, because I would just love to play with that card, and I'm free to play with that card in the group stage because it's not the sweat fest of everyone trying their absolute damnedest to get everything that they can, if you feel me. Last comment. It's from Mark Wilson. He says, "Hey Nep, can I just ask your honest opinion? I remember when Fortnite first became big and you said multiple times you haven't played it and how it's not for you. Ever since it went massive, all of a sudden you're playing it and streaming it. Just can't help but think you're literally just doing that for views. Maybe I'm wrong, but would love to hear what actually changed from you, not liking it to playing it nearly every day. Thanks." So I'm going to run out of time whilst answering this. So like with a couple of videos ago, I'm just going to keep talking, and then at the end I'll just put like the last video's thumbnail there instead, so you just get to hear me talking. In terms of why I started playing it more is because I actually got a paid opportunity, a paid sponsorship from Epic Games to play Fortnite, and so I wanted to put some time into it to learn the game a little bit better, to make sure that the video that I produced for them was of a good standard. So to some degree it was for views. In terms of it being for views though, I don't upload it anywhere. I stream it from time to time. I don't get I don't get tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of views when I stream it. I barely upload it. I've uploaded like 3 or 4 videos of it only. I'm not whoring this game out for views. With the response to what you say though, in the sense of literally just doing it for views, to some degree, every YouTuber that ever uploads a video does it for views. Because nobody uploads a video and says, man, I hope this gets 0 views today. Everybody uploads videos with the intention of garnering the biggest audience they can to watch their video. Because it's something that we as content creators get a kick out of. When I see a video goes absolutely hard on views, I'm like, damn, they love that. I love that. Good feedback between the both of us. It's a positive energy for everyone. What happens is, and the reason why I was so anti-Fortnite wasn't because I was actually anti-Fortnite. Funnily enough, I used to watch Fortnite streamers all the time. Even when I would say, to the public, I hate this game, screw this game, PUBG's for the win, I would still watch Fortnite streamers all the time. And the reason why I ended up just saying those things was more a little bit bravado and a little bit because I got tired of being asked the same question over and over and over. Why aren't you playing Fortnite? You should give Fortnite a try. Why PUBG? Fortnite's way better. Why are you playing FIFA? Dead game. Get on Fortnite. Ninja has 1 billion views this day. Why don't you play Fortnite? You should try out Fortnite. And eventually it's just like, I don't want to play Fortnite. It literally got to the point where I was just not hounded, but every question so often was just, why aren't you playing Fortnite? And so eventually I just turned around and was like, look, Fortnite's not for me. I don't want to play it. And so I just threw that out there to kind of deter people from just asking the question in the first place. Because it just gets tiring answering the same question over and over and over. And I still get that even now. Now that I'm streaming on Facebook, all I get in Facebook chat is, why are you streaming on Facebook? Why aren't you streaming on Twitch? Why aren't you streaming on YouTube? And it's like, oh man, I there's only so many times you can answer the same question. So a lot of the reason why I was super anti-Fortnite wasn't because I was actually anti-Fortnite. It was just because I had been asked the question, why aren't I playing Fortnite so many times, that I eventually needed a real quick, to the point, matter-of-fact answer that just resolved any issues. And so the whole, it's just not my game, is something that people can't really argue with, because it's like, a lot of people say, oh, but it's the same as Fortnite. It's nothing like Fortnite. Same as PUBG. PUBG is a shooter, a battle royale shooter. Fortnite is a building game. It is fundamentally about building, right? So the argument of why aren't you playing Fortnite, and then my answer being it's just not my game, quickly just resolved people asking, and then that would get it would kind of like just, people would just know, right? So somebody in the chat on Twitch or something would say, hey man, why aren't you playing Fortnite? And somebody in the chat would just answer for me and be like, oh, it's just not his game, he prefers PUBG. And then there people didn't take offense to that. It never really spurred any other questions. And then, like I say, I did try it before I got a paid sponsor opportunity. And I tell you that the biggest problem for me at that time was I had no time, and the learning curve in Fortnite is humongous, right? Like just learning the controls, learning how to switch weapons properly, learning building properly, to master all that stuff, to have your buttons mapped properly. It has a huge learning curve. So when I played with Nick, the first time I ever played for like 2 hours, I hated it because I was terrible. And at that time I was playing squad battles, I was playing FUT champs, and I just didn't have the time to put into the game to learn even the most basic mechanics to be half decent. As my time playing FIFA dwindled and the PUBG cheaters got worse and worse and worse, to the point where every other game of PUBG was just a lobby full of people with wall hacks and auto aim and unlimited bullets and stuff like that, and like, you know, they could see where you were at all times, they knew where the best gear was. It was just like a perfect combination of FIFA generally dwindling, PUBG cheaters, and Fortnite offering me a paid opportunity to play the game, all coming together to get me back onto Fortnite. And because I had more time, I put a little bit more time into it. I started learning building. I started watching even more streamers. I started like branching out to who I was watching. And then I found Cypher. And Cypher for me was the guy that really got me into Fortnite, I guess. The way he builds, the way he kills people, the fact that he's able to just build these trap concoctions and kill people, like I was just in awe, and I was like, man, I want to do stuff like that. And so I started playing a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, until I just really got into the fever, and now I just want to progress and get better. So to a degree, it's for views, because everything everyone does online is for views. But if me playing Fortnite was just for views, and what you said specifically, to quote you, I think you're doing it literally just for the views, that's not true. I actually thoroughly enjoy the game. I want to get better at the game, and I want to improve at the game. And if I were doing it just for views, I would upload it way, way more than I currently do. And I don't, because it's a nice getaway from having to record everything with a game that I play. You know, I've done it before with FIFA, I've done it before with other games that I've played, COD and stuff like that, where I've felt obliged to stream it or to record it or to make content on it. And with Fortnite, it's one of those games where sometimes after Nick finishes streaming, or when I'm sitting there chatting to A9 Skills, I'm just like, hey, you want to just run a couple games of Fortnite? And then hell yeah, you do. And so I actually just have fun with my friends playing the game. Hopefully, you understood what I'm getting at there. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video for now. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like and comment, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.